good evening, and welcome back to the Dugout Football channel. Yes, it has been a few days since I last done a pod and a live show, but the Premier League is back this weekend, folks. The Premier League is back. International break is over for another couple of weeks yet anyway. But tonight I am joined by two fabulous guests, and they'll be pretty pleased with making it to the playoff final. I have Nathan Morgan with me as always from the World of Football podcast. How are you, my friend?
I am doing very well, thank you, Doug. Guess who's back? Back again. Or guess what's back? Premier League's back. Tell a friend. I completely messed that up. Thanks for having me on once again, Doug.
He's got yeah, I like that. And we've also got Mr. Paul Morgan, Bluebird legend. How are you, Paul?
I am feeling great, Doug. How are you? And thank you very much for inviting me on this evening.
Absolute pleasure. There are a few of you in the chat I have seen as well. Tejaz, thank you for tuning in. Reese Gaming Arena. Yes, the Premier League is finally back. Yes, we can definitely say that as well. And the title race is definitely heating up as well. And Liz Golden is in. Hiya, good people. But there is only one place to start, really, because congratulations, Wales, getting through to the playoff final. Who you take on is another matter, because that game, Nathan, I have absolutely not got a clue when it's going to be, but our Ukraine and Scotland, who would you prefer to face?
Really don't know, to be honest. I'd like to face Scotland for obviously a number of reasons, and well, I'm going to jinx that if I say that, actually. So, yeah, especially that Gareth Bale performance back in 2011-12, it was when you guys brought down 7,000 fans. But yeah, I would like to play Ukraine, to be honest, as out of the two sides, like squad strength-wise, typical types of players and everything. But, yeah, for me, I want to say Scotland.
Scotland. Paul, you the same? Or?
Yeah, definitely Scotland. Wales got massive history in World Cup qualifying against Scotland in the past, so we need to right those wrongs. Scotland played Austria a couple of nights ago, 2-0 up, or it was last night actually, wasn't it? 2-0 up.
Yeah.
We come back to 2-2. Looks like it. The size they put out wasn't too dissimilar to the game. The team that they put out against Wales. Arnautovic played, I noticed, and Savitsa played against Scotland. So they drew. It could have happened against Wales as well. Wales were 2-0 up. They came back to 2-1. They couldn't quite manage to get that to the second goal, whereas they did against Scotland. So although we know it was a friendly and all that, but Scotland for me at the Cardiff City Stadium, it would be a fantastic occasion. The only issue we've got is the dates at the moment, of course.
Yeah.
Around that time is the Nations League. Wales are due to play Poland away, then massive matches against the Netherlands and Belgium as well. And I think this probably Scotland-Ukraine match will probably come at the end of that, I should imagine.
Yeah.
But they haven't confirmed those dates. So tough matches before that. And they're actually important matches for the Euros. So, yeah, tough.
Yeah. It is. I mean, it's going to be a very, very interesting game. And then obviously, we do have the World Cup draw on Friday. Now, from what I've been understanding, FIFA have said that there's going to be a placeholder. So there will be a UEFA placeholder. So that is Scotland/Ukraine/Wales. We're in pot 4. So whoever we get is going to be pretty tough by the looks of things. Because seeing some of those teams in there, I'm like, don't want to face them, don't want to face them, don't want to face them. So whoever we get is another matter. But I'm very, very much looking forward to the World Cup draw. Anyway, Mike Green, 2 legends and Nathan, only messing. Hope you are all well. Tommy, oi fellas. Thank you, Tom. Thank you for tuning in. Hello, Maisie, and hello, Gary, as well. Well, as Reese Gaming Arena did say, the title race is hotting up, and at 12:30 on Saturday, Liverpool could go 2 points clear of Manchester City with a win against Watford. 4 wins to Liverpool, 1 win to Watford in the last 5 meetings. Last meeting was a 2-0 win. Nathan, do you feel that the international break came at the wrong time for Liverpool?
It really depends, especially with the amount of momentum that you guys had as well. And considering, you had the Senegal against Egypt game last night, where we had the absolutely ridiculous scenes at the end of that as well, with the laser pens and everything, with Mo Salah. That'll hit certain morale there, but then you'll have Sadio Mane bouncing straight off that. You've got to look at both their fitnesses as well, because they did obviously go to penalties in the end. So that is entirely a case where you could say it has come at the wrong time as well. But it depends. It's going to be a whole squad thing for me, this one, with cancelling out Mane and Salah, because you can just rotate. You bring in Luis Diaz, bring in Diogo Jota, rotate it and move it around a little bit. But I think it's a good way to start against Watford. Yes, they did have that victory last time around against Southampton 2-1, considering Southampton haven't been great recently. But yeah, good way to resume after the international break for Liverpool. I'm going to go for a 4-0 victory.
4-0 Liverpool. Wow.
Yes.
Paul, I mean, if you're obviously Liverpool and Watford have obviously got players coming back. Obviously, Luis Diaz and Mohamed Salah are not going to the World Cup, which is very, very disappointing as well. But Watford, Nigeria, big upset. Them going out to Ghana last night. So how do you think that'll affect the Nigerians in the Watford camp? They'll be determined to have a good start to the rest of the season for sure.
They will, and obviously they are fighting relegation as well. So it's Roy Hodgson's in charge down there, isn't it? The old thing. But I think, looking at the table, you've got Everton just above them, 3 points there, but the Toffees have got a couple of games in hand. They'll be, well, you would think the Watford players that will be fired up, those players coming back from these qualification matches in Africa. But they're coming up against a quality side in Liverpool who are chasing down Man City. They got the chance to go top, albeit just for a few hours. But it's Liverpool all day for me. The likes of Jota playing in that 2-0 victory against Turkey. Where was it? It was Turkey, was it? I'm trying to remember.
North Macedonia.
Macedonia. They played Turkey, or somebody, I think it was Italy played Turkey, didn't they?
Yeah.
So much football over the last few days, but a bit scrambled there. But I think Mane will be on top of the world. I know Trent Alexander's been ruled out again for this one with a hamstring injury.
I believe so, yeah.
They've got too much. They beat Watford earlier in the season at Vicarage Road 5-0 as well. Yeah, it's a straightforward victory for me. But I don't think they'll smash Watford. What Nathan is saying, 4-0. I'm going to go for a 2-0 win.
2-0. Well, I'm going to go for the same scoreline that we've managed to beat them early in the season. I just think Mohamed Salah will be an angry man, and I think if he plays, I can see him scoring. I think he's scored in every single game he's played against Watford as well. And Bobby Firmino's got a good record. Watford have a very, very poor record at Anfield. I think the last time they beat us at Anfield, I think you're going way, way back to 1999-2000 season. It's been a long, long time since they last won as well. So, but yeah, big opportunity for Liverpool to go 2 points clear of Manchester City. There have been loads of comments, so let's see hello to a few other people. Elevator and Escalator fan, hello, hope you're good. Devils United 4-0 Liverpool. She's going for Maisie going for 4-0 Liverpool. 3-0 to Liverpool. She's Shane. Good evening, Chris. Thank you for tuning in. Let me know who Carlisle have got as well, Chris, if you can. Liverpool 4, Watford 0. Liverpool 3, Watford 1. I still believe Watford or Burnley will stay up, just having a feeling. Could be very interesting. 3-1 Liverpool. I'll give Watford a go. I actually think they will strike first, but then we come back thanks to Salah, Diaz and Jota. Very, very precise. Very, very precise. The Senegal fans, some of are an embarrassment. If a stadium can't protect the players on the pitch, they shouldn't be allowed to hold matches there. Yeah, and I thought that laser pens were banned from football grounds, and I'm pretty sure that they are in like England, Scotland, and probably Wales. But you get people abroad over these countries, and it's just very, very sad. You know, that is always going to put someone off a penalty, and I feel sorry for Mohamed Salah, Nathan. It's not the way to go out.
Absolutely not. I mean, where's the old school ways of distracting players from penalties gone, doing all this and all behind the goal and everything, which we've seen a lot. Well, which is main play, but yeah, I mean, our fans, as you know, we know exactly what it's like with. If you behave like this, you're gonna get away fans bans and everything. We've seen it all before. And yeah, especially with international games as well, and where there's a problem, they need to step up security at these grounds. Like, stuff is slipping through the cracks. We saw it at Everton the other week. Not going to mention that one because that'll be a demonetized. But yeah, something needs to be sorted with it. It's terrible.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's go for 5-0 Liverpool as well. Wow. Honestly, if you're a football fan, you don't point lasers at other players when they take a penalty kick.
Absolutely.
Nope. Absolutely not. Paul, have you ever been to a ground where someone's had a laser shown in their eye? Because I can't think of a game where someone's been shown a laser.
I've been in a ground where there's people have had whistles, referee whistles in their mouth.
Yeah.
Never a laser pen, but I think there was an incident, wasn't there, a few years ago? I don't know if it was in the Premier League or Championship where somebody had a laser pen. I'm not sure what happened to them. They probably got a banning order for that. But I believe there's like a FIFA regulation where they are banned from all grounds. But these, it's Africa, whether it's a little bit like the Wild West over there, you know, the safety of some of those grounds, although it is improving with, the World Cup in South Africa and, the stadium at some of these developing countries now are a lot better, but maybe places like Senegal at the moment with, the sort of the security there is a little bit lapsed. But it's got to be stamped out, whether that's closed stadia for the next match or two for Senegal, something like that could hit them, and maybe the fans would get the message then.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to ask you both this one because Nippin's that's a very good question. Question for all of you: does Pep walk if City win the Champions League this season? Because he would have taken them as far as they can go if he does win it. Nathan, I actually think this is what I think is going to happen. I think Klopp is going to stay at Liverpool. I think Pep stays at City. I can't see both of them going anytime soon.
I can't. Even if Pep wins the Champions League, I can't see him leaving. Main reason because there's one thing he hasn't accomplished there. That is the quadruple, quintuple. He's done the treble, but he's going to stick around to that until he wins everything in one season. And you can still tell it's a work in progress there at Man City as well. He wants to get him to the top. He wants a Ballon d'Or winner. He wants multiple Champions Leagues. And if I'm honest, Pep will stay at Man City. And at the moment, looking around, where would he go next? Because I can't see him going to PSG, and he's pretty much conquered every other league.
I think the only place I could probably see him go is probably Juve.
An Italian side, for me as well. I think he'll stay. I don't think he'll be sticking around to win the quadruple or quintuple, Nathan, because he would be a very, very old man. That's very difficult. I know Liverpool it's possible for them, and I'll be mightily surprised if they do it this season. But I think maybe if he wins back-to-back Champions League, then maybe looking for a new challenge there. He's got a lot of good youngsters coming through as well in that Man City squad. So I think he'll be there for at least the next 2 seasons. I think so as well. Escalator fan, obviously big US fan. Good luck to the US tonight. I believe they're playing tonight to get into the World Cup as well. I think I read somewhere that they have to lose 6-0 to Costa Rica to actually not qualify automatically. I don't think that's going to happen. So I think you're pretty safe there anyway. For the World Cup draw, I want to avoid France, Brazil, Belgium, and Spain.
That could be interesting. We're away to Tranmere on Saturday, so technically I'll be in Merseyside on Saturday. Ooh.
Oh, nice.
Interesting. They're supposed to be banned from what I know. Yeah. Laser pens are banned from all FIFA and UEFA matches. So how laser pens got into the grounds was very, very intriguing, to say the least. We did lose 2-0 away to Rochdale last night, but it happens when we've been on amazing form. Always going to end at some point. We look like F1 cars breaking down on track, absolutely shattered. But
Cough, Red Bull.
do you know what, Chris? Your manager's done a fantastic job to actually get Carlisle to where they actually are. Because when he took over, you guys were like in the relegation zone, and now you're up. Obviously you're out of it. People with laser pens are morons. Simple, yeah. England's heavy. We're fighting for one England fan shining a laser pen. Casper Michael's high in Euro 2020. The same should happen with the Senegal FA. Pep sticks his contract, in my opinion, as does Jurgen. Can't see Pep leaving City for a few years. Pep doesn't want to go to a bridesmaid club in a lollipop league. Yep, that's very true. Well, there's a saying called die a hero or live long enough to see yourself because the villain. Do you not think Pep is at risk of that happening? No, I don't.
No.
I honestly don't. Pep could take the Spain job too. I don't think he's cut out for international football. I think he'd get bored completely.
Not only that, with Pep as well. Sorry to interrupt, Doug. He is actually support of Catalan independence as well. And I read something somewhere that he said he would never take the Spain job. But obviously, if Catalonia do end up going independent, then he said he wants to be one of the first managers to take over and sort of build up the international team.
Interesting. If Liverpool win the quadruple boy, will I be jumping? Yeah, I'll be definitely. Definitely jumping as well. We will continue with the bottom of the table now because Brighton. What's happened to Brighton? I mean, Brighton were flying a while ago, and ever since then, their form has just dipped. I feel it's, pardon the pun, but it feels like they're on the pier, on the beach. They come up against the Norwich side. There's only been 3 meetings. Brighton won 2 and drawn 1 in these 3 meetings. Brighton are on the beach, but this is a really dangerous game for Norwich because they have to win this, in my opinion. If they want a chance to stay up, they have to win. I don't think they're going to win this one. I've got 1-0 Brighton. So, Nathan, how do you see this one going?
For me, this is a difficult one. I'm not going to go into too much detail about my thoughts on Brighton because I've done it plenty of times on World of Football, because it's saying about the main source of their problems, and it begins with a certain Graham Potter. People are going to call me biased on that one. But for me, Norwich, looking at their recent form, looking at the squad, Dean Smith had his great start to it, but new manager bounce, of course. That squad is just not cut out for the Premier League for me. Brighton have had time to regroup now. I think they will have just about done it. They got to have enough to beat Norwich, surely. I'm going to say 1-0. The difference in class in between both of those teams is just it's staggering, really. Yeah, 1-0 narrow Brighton win, but they're going to have to fight for it, and they're going to continue to struggle.
Yeah, Paul, is it a full house of Brighton wins?
No, I don't think so. Brighton have struggled to score goals in their last 6 matches. They've only actually scored 1 goal. Coming up against the Norwich side, as you mentioned then, Doug, they have to win. They basically have to win. They're on 17 points. If they do win it and Watford and Burnley both lose in this game week, then they will actually, come off the bottom of the table. So they're going to be going all out for this. But can they beat this Brighton side? I think Dunk was out recently, but looking at their defence, they should have a full defence apart from Lamptey.
Yeah.
I think he may be out this weekend. Looking at their injury news, so I think it's going to. Both teams. Well, Brighton don't have to go for it because they're safe. Really, their early season forms. It's going to carry them through. But Norwich really need to push forward in this one. That could open up a little bit. The holes there in that Brighton rear guard. I think Norwich will score, but I think Brighton will as well. And I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw in this one.
1-1 draw. Very, 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 very interesting. I've just realised I didn't actually write. The last games down, but I've got them now. So Nathan, you're going 1-0 Brighton, yeah?
Yep, 1-0 Brighton.
1-0 Brighton, and Paul's gone 1-1.
1-1,
Don't be
yeah.
surprised if it finishes 1-1 or 0-0.
0-0. It could finish 0-0.
Yeah, look, it's
it could
screaming
easily.
for a 0-0 for me.
Yeah, I am just looking at the
right.
table. Norwich are 8 points adrift now at the bottom. They really need to start picking up wins, because otherwise they're going down as well.
I
Oh,
think
look
they're gonna
who's
go down
in.
anyway.
Andrew
Oh, here we
Williams,
go.
point of order. If this is a Premier League predictions show, how come two of the panel support a team that has never survived a single season?
That's
Not
wrong.
very
really
good
debate.
Of course, we survived a season in the top flight. Maybe not, may not have been in the Premier League, but it was the top flight.
16
was.
seasons in the top flight. Not going to mention that either.
Brighton 1, Norwich 1, says Maisie. Brighton 2, Norwich 0, says Reese Gaming Arena. Fox's Focus, Brad, good evening, sir. How are you? I jinxed them. I think you have jinxed them as well. Hey, Mizovic, that's funny as well. Brian will find a way against Norwich, 1-0 Brighton. Yeah, I do as well. Let's go for the 2-1 away win to Norwich. I tell you something, I wouldn't be too surprised if that happened either. I would not be too surprised if that happened either. I did say Brighton are on the beach. They are on 33 points. They're 11 points ahead of Watford. You know, it's uncharacteristically impossible now for Brighton to go down. I just don't see any of the bottom three getting enough points. I think this could be the season that somebody probably survives on maybe about 28, 29 points. I think it's going to be that tight, I think. Nathan saying hello to Brad. 1-0 Brighton, says Shane. Exactly, Douglas. Paul Simpson, Blue and White Army, local lad at Carlisle. Get that contract out. Completely safe now. Simo at the wheel. I can say that as his experienced manager, not a bridesmaid. Ferdinand. That's funny. Hey, Andrew Williams. Brian 1, Norwich 0. Hey, Nipoon. I'm just smiling at that. Hello, Rennie. Thank you for tuning in. How many more drop points does it take for Norwich to be officially relegated? Well, there is 9 games for them left, so they've obviously got another game in hand. But realistically, I think it would be Matchweek 34, Matchweek 35 before they are relegated, I think.
Not only that, it depends on Everton and Burnley as well, because Everton got 2 free games as well, so to Burnley. It's going to be 32, 33 if I've got that right. But
yeah, Brighton on the beach with cold beer and Mr. Whippy ice cream. That sounds nice, actually. Norwich are as awful and mediocre as those moronic YouTubers think they could cope in a boxing ring. Hello, Rennie. Last game for Brighton Norwich was a draw. I have a feeling drew to both forms all in the same. Yeah. 1-1 draw. Andrew saying hello to Chris. Hope you're good, Chris. The second worst team in English Premier League history in terms of PPG played.
And both of those seasons were not free of controversy as well. We haven't had a smooth season in the Prem, so you can just completely ignore that.
Yeah, Brian 2, Norwich 1. Tony77, I believe you're new around here. Thank you for tuning in. Guys, if you are enjoying the stream, please remember to hit that like button and subscribe. If you're new, Everton's running looks tough. You're telling me, yeah, we will get to Everton. If Norwich go down, watch them win the league next season because they're a yo-yo club. Yep. Just pretend this is a yo-yo. That's what Norwich City are. And a couple of other teams in there as well.
Fulham, exactly the same. Fulham. Sheffield United could be doing it this year as well.
Yeah.
Bournemouth. Another one too.
Those parachute payments.
Yeah.
And yeah, Norwich were down at the start of the season. Everyone, I think everyone probably predicted Norwich City to go down. I was one of the ones actually. I think I said they would finish bottom, and it could be interesting. I wouldn't be surprised. Their team is quite solid for championship level. Yep, I absolutely. Yeah. If everyone going down, I'm going to sell cars away in the red side of Merseyside. Jeez, that'd be very, very funny. But a massive game now. Burnley against Manchester City. Now, Manchester City have dropped points at Burnley in the past. 5 wins to the Citizens recently. Man City have got a good record against Burnley. It's a tough fixture to go to. Burnley made it difficult for Manchester United. They made it difficult for us. I know Chelsea won 4-0 there earlier in the season as well. Do I see Man City winning this game? Sadly, I do. So Liverpool will be going to the Etihad next Sunday behind Manchester City, in my opinion. I'm going to go 1-0 City. But I don't think it's going to be a very, very comfortable afternoon for City. I do think Burnley will make it difficult for them. So, Nathan, what are you going to go for?
Yeah, I can't see anything other than a Man City victory as well. And I think, considering Burnley's recent form, it has come at a good time. The international break has come around, but Pep is going to have them riled up. They've been shipping a lot of goals recently as well, Burnley. So I'm going to go smack bang in the middle of what they've been getting recently. I'm going to go for a 3-0 victory to Manchester City.
3-0. Paul, how do you see this one going?
Yeah, it's only going to go one way this way. It's going to go to Manchester City, especially if Liverpool, it looks like Liverpool should win this match. We've all predicted a Liverpool victory. So Manchester City are going to have to win. They've got the quality. Burnley, I think somebody described, I might have been on Twitter or somewhere, that Poland are the international Burnley with a world-class striker in them. That made me chuckle the other day. I think they've played each other 15 times. I think you mentioned there, Doug. Burnley have won once. I think there's been some like 3 draws and 11 wins to Man City. So yeah, this got away from home. Okay, there's always a chance, isn't there, of an upset. Even Manchester City drawing like against Southampton recently, I believe. Did they lose to? Was it Tottenham? Tottenham at home.
Tottenham.
That was, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So, 2-0 away win to Manchester City. Burnley will make it difficult. They'll sit back, won't they? And hope to catch Manchester City on the break somehow. Weghorst up front is he probably suits Burnley down to the ground, actually, his style. But Manchester City all day for me in this one, 2-0.
Yeah, absolutely. That is a fact. Merseyside does red. I would absolutely agree with that. Burnley 1, Man City 2, says Chris. Burnley 0, Man City 3, says Shane. Burnley 0, Man City 2, says Maisie. 2-2, Carl. Ooh, 2-2. Well,
interesting.
That result would put Liverpool 1 point ahead
for Man City. So, and is Cancelo? I'm not sure if he's injured or he was suspended a couple of weeks ago. Whether he's back in that.
I think he's out, isn't he? I don't know if he played for Portugal the other night, actually. I honestly couldn't tell you. I was obviously at work when all these games were being played, so didn't have a time to check, unfortunately. Rennie, 5-0 Man City. I don't think it'll be 5-0. I think City will probably win. 2-0 Man City, says Reece Gaming Arena. 2-1 City. I fancy 1-0 City, so the same as me, Andrew. Burnley 1, City 3. Damn it. I think if there's ever a time to go to Burnley, I don't think this is it. When they're fighting relegation, when Manchester City are trying to fight for the Premier League title, as crazy as this sounds, Burnley 0, Man City 0. I would be very amazed if that happened, to be honest with you. But I must admit, City on their travels recently have slipped up places. So who is very, very interesting for she. How's Rennie? And the comments have gone away, way back up there. Are City due to play in the Champions League for the following midweek? Yes, they are playing Atletico Madrid at home, which I don't think is a very easy game. I actually think Man City need to take a lead going to Madrid to stand a chance, because we all know what Madrid are like at the Wanda Metropolitano. Yes, I know Liverpool went there and won there earlier in the season. I think they drew in Manchester United as well. It's a hard place to go to, and Simeone is the master tactician as well. Him against Pep's going to be very, very interesting. So I still say it. I think City need to take a lead to Madrid, because I just don't see that one being a comfortable game. I'm just joking. 2-0 City. There we go. If Southgate doesn't want fans booing his players, then he should stick to what he said when he took on the job, that he would pick players on form for their clubs. Yeah, absolutely. We will get on to Manchester United very shortly. Burnley usually get a good 30 minutes, and then it's whether they can get lucky in the other hour. That's very, very well summed up there, I have to say. I know Rennie, I can hope. Harry Maguire and Mings being on form. What being a fan, I'm sticking the place out every week. And the fans pay their money to watch, so they're allowed an opinion, I'd say.
True.
And Anfield Agenda says that even if it ends in a draw in the City-Liverpool game, we will still win the league because City will drop more points. Yeah, and this is the thing. Liverpool and Manchester City have been absolutely relentless all season. surely you'd have to expect them to drop points at some point. You would have to. I mean, I think Liverpool still got to go to Newcastle. I think Liverpool got to go to Southampton. They've got Tottenham coming up as well. Atletico are banana skin. 100% agree with that. 100% agree. Yeah, they play the dark arts of football to a T. Yes, I believe so, Andrew. Manchester City need to do the job in the first leg. Nadir, I'm actually going to say this. I think you need to get a lead. I actually think you need to get a lead because my actual prediction for that is actually 1-1. I think Atletico will get something.
Yeah.
Simeone is the master tactician for sure. Atletico haven't won at home in the Champions League since they beat Salzburg 3-2 in their first home game of the group stage last season. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. But when it comes to knockouts, they are very, very dangerous. They are very, very dangerous. But enough about Atletico Madrid, because we will come on to a team that has had a bit of resurgence recently, Brentford. Yeah, Brentford have had 2 wins in the last 5. They're away at Chelsea. This game earlier in the season finished 1-0. Brentford don't have the best of records at Chelsea, but again, I think the international break came at the wrong time for Brentford. They were getting into their stride. I think they'll have Eriksen back. Eriksen seems to be on the score sheet now. Isn't that wonderful to see, though?
No,
Christian
amazing.
Eriksen back on the score sheet for Denmark. It's just fantastic. And now we're hoping that you can score for Brentford. But I don't think Brentford are going to win this game. I think Chelsea will win, especially now that obviously Arsenal are breathing down their necks for 3rd place. But I still look at Chelsea. I still think they've got enough to get top 4. They've been in very good form recently as well. So I think Brentford make it difficult for Chelsea, but I'm actually going to go for 2-1 Chelsea. I can see Brentford getting 1, but I think Chelsea will just have a little bit too much as well. I think they were a bit fortunate against Newcastle, if you remember as well. Havertz was very, very fortunate not to receive a red card in that game as well. So, Nathan, how do you see Chelsea-Brentford going?
Brentford's sort of having a resurgence not long ago. Very unlucky to lose against Leicester, but as you said, came at the wrong time for them, the international break. Even then, their wins were only against Norwich and Burnley, and look at their form as well. Yeah, fully expect Chelsea to win this one, but I think it's going to be a lot tighter than expected. I'm going for 2-0 to Chelsea.
2-0 to Chelsea. Paul, how do you see this one going?
I'm going to have to go for a Chelsea victory in this one. You say about Havertz. Lucky to stay on the pitch, but he's been in very good form recently as well. Mason Mount looks very good too. Okay, they're the likes of Lukaku and Timo Werner haven't been firing, but they got quality all over the pitch. Ziyech as well, he's been doing well, and the American lad, the winger, he's a very good player. Defensively, they're missing a couple of players though. Reece James, touch and go if he'll be back this weekend. Christiansen, possibly he'll be back in. Who else is missing? Ben Chilwell as well. I think he's long-term injury, isn't he there? But Brentford, picking up recently with a couple of back-to-back victories. I think they lost in their last match though, didn't they? It was it away against Leicester? And Leicester was fairly good in that one. But I'm going to go for a 3-1 home victory to Chelsea in this London encounter.
Yeah, I think Chelsea should win that anyway. Oh, actually, Chris Welsh is saying Chelsea won, Brentford won. Chelsea have to focus on FA Cup and Champions League. I actually agree. Whoops, we've lost Paul for a wee minute there. I don't know what happened there. Chelsea 3, Brentford 1, says Reece Gaming Arena. Chelsea 2, Brentford 0. The off-field stuff for Chelsea looks to have galvanised them. I expect a Chelsea win by 3-1, says Andrew Williams. 3-1 Chelsea, Havertz 2, Reece James, Eriksen to score for Brentford. 2-1 Chelsea, says Rennie. I also predict Lukaku and Timo Misterner will miss it. Oh, Jesus. That's funny. I like that. Chelsea 3, Brentford 2, Havertz brace, Pulisic and Eriksen brace.
Yep.
Yeah, and the Chalobah pet. Oh, yeah, they were very fortunate in the. How is that not a penalty? The Chalobah one.
Well, we could. It's just referees, isn't it, all the time? Who knows how it wasn't a penalty? Just more importantly, why didn't he give it as a pen? Absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah.
Hello. It might be a bit echoey.
Oh, hang on.
Wow.
What's going on?
What the heck has happened here? Wait a minute. We've got two BBRs.
One is
Let me
more
just-
than enough.
Let me just see if this. Oh, now I've kicked him from the bloody studio. Oh, for God's sake. Oh, I'm sorry, Paul. I did not mean to do that.
Oh, that's funny.
I did not mean to do that. I'm pretty sure Eric's on a COVID against us. Yeah, that is very true. Zayas is my vote for most underappreciated player in the English Premier League. He runs his balls off every studio. Yeah, absolutely. Paul, please come back. Please come back, because I know that was my mistake. I wonder if Timo Werner will post a TikTok on his top 5 misses at Chelsea. That'd be extremely hilarious. Let's see if that's better.
Is that better? Hello.
That's
Hey.
better.
Sorry
better.
about that.
No, that's okay. Chelsea, we want to win a trophy before the end of the season. Yeah, 100%, Chris, as well. Now, to a team who I think are, well, there's no chance Southampton are going to go down. And they go to Leeds United, who are in pretty good form, it has to be said. I have to say this. I think Southampton are another team that just think we're safe. We can basically just nothing to play for this moment in time and so far. So Leeds still got something to play for. Still got to keep trying to win. And I think the Elland Road crowd will galvanise them. So I'm going to go for a 2-0 home win to the Whites here. Nathan, how do you see this one going?
This is another one where the international break has come at the completely wrong time as well. Southampton haven't been great in form. They've had time to regroup now, obviously, but they have had some very, very difficult fixtures, and that Watford one, they definitely should not have lost that at all. But yeah, Leeds under Jesse Marsh, my exact opinion. That was completely the wrong appointment for them, even though that could be a little biased as well. But yeah, the thing is with Southampton, their form goes in waves. Some like weeks they are absolutely terrible, and then other weeks they're just absolutely superb for a while. And I think they're going to start to move back to that. And I'm going to go 2-1 Southampton.
2-1 Southampton. Ooh. Paul, how do you see this one going?
This match could go either way. Leeds, I don't think they've conceded. So I don't think they've kept a clean sheet in their last 6 matches. So Southampton will score in this one. It's probably come at a good time, the international break for them. Those players not on international duty, the manager there, he probably get them together, and they'll be working on a few things, defensive frailties that they've had recently. Let's have a look. They played that Watford match, losing at home.
Yeah, that was a weird one that they lost as well.
We know that Watford are fighting for their lives, but a little bit strange, that one. Are they on the beach? Probably, but I'm going to have to sit on the fence with this one. I think it's going to be Desmond's 2-2.
2-2. Ooh, 2-2. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. Very, very interesting. Race Gaming Arena is going for 2-1 Southampton, so the same as Nathan. Shane's going for 2-1 to Leeds. Elevator Escalator fan go 1-0 Leeds. I think everyone is pretty divided on this one. 2-1 Southampton. And I don't think you're coming to duplicate there. 3-2 Southampton. Leeds have been struggling into our season. Yeah, they have been, but they have picked up recently. 2 wins in the last 5 as well. 2 very inconsistent team draws, so it's both 1-1. And struggling as well. Now, we do have a Midlands derby. This week, and it is Wolves against Aston Villa. 3 wins to Wolves, 1 win to Villa, 1 draw. Last meeting, a 1-0 win to Villa, so the away team won this game last time around. That was a painful result for Aston Villa the last time around. It has to be said. Wolves again are another team who I think that the thing is they've done so well to be even in the chase for those European places for me as well. But I've just got a feeling that this game, it's a derby. I think it's going to be 2-1 Wolves. I'm going to go for a 2-1 Wolves win.
Interesting. I think it's going to be really tight, to be honest. I mean, Wolves, we've seen how good defensively they tend to be as well. I mean, only conceding 26 goals this season, that is absolutely superb. And one of the better goal against records in the league, actually, pushing into, obviously, Chelsea, Liverpool and Man City above them. But, yeah, looking at that with Villa, I can just see just a bit of inconsistency with them as well. I have faith in Wolves in this one, just sneak in a goal at home. Yeah, I'm going to say 1-0.
1-0. Yeah, it could be anything as well. But with Coutinho, Watkins, McGinn, Ramsey, got some very, very good players. It's a very tricky one to call, Paul. So what are you going to go for?
Yeah, difficult one to call this one. Reverse fixtures, you said 1-0 to Aston Villa. If we go in on the form, say, like the South Wales derby, then neither team really does double with each other, but this is a different kettle of fish. Ollie Watkins scored for England, didn't he? I think that was
he did
on the score sheet. I think Neto for Wolves has been out, but I think he may actually feature in this match. So that'll be a boost to Wolves there. It's going to be tight. Molineux. I'm going to go 1-0 to Wolves, I think.
Ooh, 1-0 Wolves.
Interesting.
Steven Gerrard, he's done really well there at Villa. First season in the Premier League, doing well in the Scottish Premier League, Premiership, Premier League. But it is difficult. But yeah, I can see just Wolves edging this one.
Yeah, I think so. I think so as well. New Zealand have won 5-0 against the Solomon Islands, apparently.
Oh, wow.
So, that's a hammering and a half. That. Chris Ross going Leeds 1, Southampton 0. Southampton same as Brighton on the beach. Yep, absolutely. I don't know if that's a misprint, but I don't think Aston Villa are going to go to Wolves and score 11. So I think that might be a 1-1 draw. I'll go for a 1-1 draw there. I think that must be a misprint anyway. Wolves are a strange team. Look great 1 minute, then look really bad the next. I think Wolves take it 2-1. Wolves 2, Aston Villa 1. Yeah. I want Wolves to win. 2-1 Wolves. Yeah, obviously. I did think that. It's 1-1. Wolves 0, Villa 0. Could finish 0-0. It is a derby, of course. 1-1. Hello, Niall Kane. Thank you for tuning in, mate, as well. Now we have the evening game on Saturday. Manchester United against Leicester City. Oh boy. Well, Leicester did win this fixture last time around. They did win 4-2 against Manchester United. They won this game 2-1 last season as well. Do I think Leicester might do the double over Man United? Yes, I do. I think there's going to be one shock result this week, and I'm going to go for a 2-1 away win to the Foxes. I think Leicester are going to go to Old Trafford and win. Nathan?
Yeah, this one is one that could be won either way, to be honest. I mean, Man United, inconsistent. Leicester, inconsistent as well, but are improving. And Leicester have had their injury issues, of course. I think it's going to be a stalemate. They're going to cancel each other out 1-1.
1-1. Paul, how do you see this one going?
No, I can't see Manchester United losing this at home. If it was away, then maybe. Man United have only lost once since the end of November at home at Old Trafford. And that was against Wolves, incidentally, and that was only 1-0. This whole thing about Harry Maguire as well, with England and all that. Those fans from Leicester are probably going to be on his back. But we'll find out what sort of character he has got at home. And I should imagine that the Man United fans will get right behind their man there. So I think they will win this one. It's going to be tight. And I'm going to go for a 2-1 victory to the Red Devils.
2-1. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Yeah, I think we'll have a shock result here. I just got a feeling.
It usually is every week, isn't there? So.
Yeah, and Man United are very unpredictable at the moment. 1-1 draw, Wolves Villa for me. 2-1 Man United, says Niall. 4-2 again. That'd be something else. United an absolute basket case of a club. No idea of this result. Andrew, I think you're with the three of us here, to be honest with you. It is a very unpredictable Manchester United side at this moment in time to predict. Man United 2, Leicester 1. Hello, everyone on the live chat. Good evening. 1-1 would rather watch golf rather than this game. Yeah. Man United 2-1. Andrew, let's go for United 2-1. Well, that's interesting, Andrew. You've gone for United there and saying that they're a basket case of a club. That is very, very interesting. But one team who is definitely needing points. Oh boy, Everton away at West Ham. West Ham, for me, are still in that chase for the top four, regardless of the points difference at the moment. Everton just need points from anywhere. But I'm going to say this now. I do not see Everton picking up another point away from home this season. So it's all about their games at Goodison Park. They're not picking up anything here. I'm going 2-0 West Ham. And if I'm being honest, if West Ham get an early goal, the floodgates could open. This could be 3 or 4. If West Ham get an early goal against Everton, this could be 3 or 4. So, Nathan, with the grounds that I've said, I don't think Everton are going to get another away point. What are you going for in this one?
Yeah, I completely agree with you on that stance as well. As I've said many times with that squad, likes of Michael Keane at the back, getting rid of Luca Digne. Nathan Patterson's a good signing, but obviously it's just not good enough for that. I mean, I rate him, but he's not good enough for that level just yet. Their midfield is bang average for me as well. And then their strike force just isn't firing, and it's just not gelling properly there under, of course, Lampard. But looking at Everton's running as well, I could only actually see them winning one match for the rest of this season, which will put them on 28 points, and that doesn't include any draws either, which is quite staggering. So they are in threat of relegation massively. And yeah, I think they're going to have a torrid time for the rest of the season now, even with the international break, which has come at a good time for them. But it's that running which is disgusting. But West Ham, I think they'll score one before half time and then another one in the second half, and then that'll be it for me. As you said, score early on, then it'll be a lot more. 2-0 West Ham. Can't see Everton scoring either.
Full house of Everton wins, Paul? West Ham wins, sorry.
I think so, but I'm not. I don't think it's going to be as convincing. Okay, West Ham. I think Jarrod Bowen should be back for this match now. I think him not being in the side, he's had a fantastic season, and without him, creativity-wise, they've sort of been a little bit lacking recently. Although Yarmolenko, seeing him score some goals, it's fantastic for him. And he stood up in very difficult circumstances personally for him. So really pleased for him. Incidentally, Nathan, you were saying about this strike force of Everton not scoring. Richarlison actually scored a couple of goals earlier today against Bolivia in South America. So, yes, that's interesting to see.
Interesting.
Actually, Jimenez as well scored for Brazil as well in that 4-0 victory. West Ham in front of that crowd against an Everton team who's been willful. I'm going to go for 3 points for West Ham, but I think this is going to end up 2-1.
2-1. Interesting. I think West Ham will win. I think they will win.
Yeah, I think they will.
Reece Gaming Arena going, I think that was for the last game, 2-2 between United and Leicester. Maguire can sit down like a frigid, don't forget Fofana is back. Yeah, Fofana is back. But the thing is, for me, I think what I'm liking Leicester doing with Fofana is just easing him back in. They're not actually like playing him in. They didn't play him against Brentford, which is understandable. I think they might save him for the Europa games, the Europa Conference League games, if I'm being honest. I just do. Man United 4, Leicester 1. I don't think it'll be 4-1. West Ham 2, Everton 0. 4-0 West Ham. Well, I did say if they get an early goal, the floodgates could open. That could be a very interesting. 2-1 West Ham. West Ham 1, Everton 0. West Ham 2-1. West Ham 3, Everton 0. West Ham 2, Everton 1. Hello, are Swansea and Cardiff your two teams you support going to be next to each other in the league table in the end? Yeah, let me just get the championship table
Both
up
Cardiff
because,
fans.
yeah, I think it is. So Swansea are 16th, Cardiff are 17th. So a win for Cardiff would put them above Swansea in the table. And yeah, I can't believe we're like. Is it like match week 40 now, the championship? So like there's 6 match weeks left. But did I read there's 20 games this week?
Yes,
or something.
Yeah, there are. There's 20 games. I think everybody bar 4 teams play on Tuesday or Wednesday. So it is a game week this week.
Absolutely. And another interesting fact about that as well was back in October when we had that disgrace of a game. It was actually the opposite way around. So we were above the Jacks, and they were loving it with their manager and everything. Now roles we ones is McCarthy out, obviously, and then flip it in reverse. A lot of Swansea fans, actually, I'd say about 30% of the Swansea fans want their manager out. We're one place below them in the table, knocking on the door. We're on a good run of form and they're starting to struggle. So yeah, roles have reversed massively there.
Yeah, absolutely. Hit the like, subscribe button, share the stream, and sub to every channel. And if you're successful, you will win a watching the spaghetti. For some reason, every time they have an easy team, I predict them to win 3-1. I always predict Burnley to lose 2-1 every home game. Wow. I say in a draw, you think Everton will pick up points as well. I'm afraid for the calendar, its days are numbered. Chris, happy birthday for yesterday, mate. Hope you had a very, very good one as well. Obviously, go and check out Leicester Till I Die TV. Very, very funny bloke is our Chris, and I hope you're a good mate as well. West Ham won't own the stadium. Their landlord's the Olympic Stadium, I heard today. Yep. Tom May, well, you've got to back your team. 1-0 the Ev he's going for.
I think Johnny Van der Beek is back for the game as well, so that's a boost for Everton.
Yes, there will be a Monday show. There will definitely be a Monday show. There wasn't earlier. When Pickford plays for Everton, he's a shit Loris Karius, but for England, he's a shit Ederson. I like that. Currently 7-5 Ronnie versus Mark Williams on the Snooker Tour Championship on ITV4. Oh, interesting. I did not realize that was on. Russell Martin is the blind leading a blind. Yes. I said it when he's first appointed, but I'm talking nonsense apparently. Silly me. Cheers, bud. My last question: thoughts on Stainstown? Not a clue. And happy birthday to Chris from yesterday, mate. Now we will go to Tottenham. Yeah. Unpredictable Tottenham Hotspur, has to be said. They come up against the Newcastle side, who are playing pretty well. They are playing pretty well. They did lose that controversial game against Chelsea in the last game. But ever since then, 3 wins out of their last 5. They're going pretty well. Tottenham are... Well, they are 5th at the moment. 4 wins out of the last 5 is pretty good, you'd have to say, for Tottenham. This game finished 1-1 earlier in the season, or last season at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Yeah. But I just think Son, Kane, Kulusevski, I think they're playing some fantastic football, Tottenham at the moment, and they're still in the hunt for top 4. Believe you me, they are definitely still in the hunt for top 4. So, going to go for a narrow Tottenham win. I'm going to go for 2-1 to Tottenham. How do you see this one going, Nathan?
Interesting for me. You have highlighted Spurs' inconsistency as well, and Newcastle getting that time to regroup as well. They had that fantastic run ever since Eddie Howe's come in. Then it started to dwindle a bit when teams have worked them out, but they've had time to change things up and experiment. So, but yeah, even with the likes of Kane and Son regaining form, I mean, Kane has been excellent in the last few weeks since Conte's been in as well. But I think Spurs are just going to be Spurs. I can see this one being a 1-1 draw.
1-1 draw. Interesting. Paul, how do you see this going?
Yeah, I think Spurs for me. I was just looking at their results this season. Newcastle, even though they have had a bit of a resurgence, I think they've only beaten one team in the top half of the table as it currently stands in Aston Villa. A couple of defeats recently, plenty of the players that were on international duty, but you've got that with Tottenham, as you say, Kulusevski. It's Norwegian, is he? No,
Swedish.
Swedish rather. He looks a very good player. Son and Kane are firing now. So Conte just outside the top four. He wants to get into those Champions League spots.
He does.
I'm going to go for a 2-0 win to Spurs. And they've kept a few clean sheets recently as well. So, 2-0 for me.
2-0 Spurs. 2-0 Spurs. Let's see what some of you are saying for this game. Take care, everybody. Thank you, Balam. Hope you're good. Tottenham 3, Newcastle 0. 3-0. Spurs 3-1. Thoughts on anyhow getting asked these silly questions about the Saudis? There's no relevance to football in your views. You're gonna get journalists that ask these questions, unfortunately, and I get what's happening. I get what's happening, and obviously, the Saudis are nothing to do with obviously Newcastle. It's obviously Amanda Staveley. I know that obviously it's a takeover as well, but asking questions about Saudis is, he has to probably answer these questions. Otherwise, as Chris Welsh said, he probably loses his job. So I think that's probably why about that. Tottenham 2, Newcastle 1. 2-0 Spurs, who never won a trophy. Tottenham 1, Newcastle 2. Ooh.
Interesting.
Elevator and escalator fan, 2-1 Newcastle. Well, Spurs are Spursy, you'd have to say. Eddie House to say good things about Saudis, otherwise he's sacked. 2-1 Newcastle. This is my shock. John will be delighted if his team wins. Yeah, absolutely. I hope Spurs could get 4th. Can't bear United getting it, and can't stand Arsenal fans are biggest flip-flops ever. They win a game, best team ever. They lose a game, Arteta out. I think that is very, very well summed up as well. And we are going to come on to Arsenal. But what I will have to say is, Patrick Vieira, 4 Tunes magazine, hang your heads in shame that you thought that Patrick Vieira would be the first manager to be sacked and Crystal Palace would be finishing bottom. Oh dear. Patrick Vieira coming up against Arsenal. Patrick Vieira should have won this game early in the season. I know we finished 2-2, but Arsenal, I think, scored a last-minute equaliser to get the game 2-2. I think this is a very tricky game for Arsenal to go to. But Arsenal are in pretty good form at the moment. 4 wins out of their last 5. Obviously, that defeat was to Liverpool, of course, as well. But you have to give kudos to this Palace side. You have to give kudos to this Palace side, and they've been very, very impressive for me as well. But I just think Arsenal are going to just sneak this one, knowing that if Spurs win, they're right on their tails. They're definitely on their tails. And then, obviously, if Arsenal do win, then it is back to 57 points for the Gunners. I'm going to go for a 2-1 away victory to the Gunners in this one. Nathan, another hard one to call this one.
Yeah, really tricky as well. I mean, I was the same about Palace with Vieira. I thought he was going to be one of the first sacks, finishing about 3rd bottom as well. Just about missing out on survival after just the transition, really. It did concern me, but Arsenal fans must be really excited at the moment with the youthness of their squad as well. Arteta's doing a superb job there as well. Saka is on superb form too. Lacazette is up there providing as well, but yeah, difficult. I'm going to see Arsenal just about grinding out a 1-0 victory in this one.
Yeah, Palace always make it difficult for you, and it's probably one of the best atmospheres in the Premier League as well. Selhurst Park, absolutely love those ultras behind the goal. I think they do it very, very good for sure. Paul, how do you see this one going? Do you think Palace can get something?
Yeah, I think they can. They are capable. They've got a lot of pace in that side. Zaha, Elise, Eze, Conor Gallagher has had a fantastic season for Palace as well. He's been really impressive. And is it Mark Guéhi at the back? He's been impressive as well. England debut earlier this week as well, I think.
I think so, yeah. I think he played against Switzerland, I think it was.
Yeah, he's had a decent season as well. Patrick Vieira coming up against his former side. He's going to have his troops round up like a coil for this one. He's not going to want to lose against his former employers. But Arsenal have been playing well as to Odegaard's been a bit of a revelation this season. Saka's been excellent for both club and country. So I think it's going to end up in a draw. It's going to be a brilliant atmosphere, as you said, at Selhurst Park. They could even nick this one, Palace, but I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw. Could the pressure start to tell there? They have had 5 wins in the last 6, though, Arsenal, so could go either way, but I'm going to go, 1-1.
1-1. Very interesting. Chris Wells says 2-0 to Arsenal. I said Palace would be a completely fine start of the season. Yeah, I did as well. I had them to finish 13th. They had to finish the 13th or 12th, and they're right there or thereabouts at the moment. 2-1 Arsenal for me. Arsenal Palace. 2-1 Arsenal. Danny Cool. I like that name. 2-1 Arsenal. 2-1 Arsenal. 2-1 Arsenal. It seems to be the most popular. What Will Smith did to Chris Rock is Ronaldo to Bruno every time United get a penalty. Yeah.
Oh, dear.
Yeah. What did you make of that? Have you guys seen that?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm actually wondering if that was staged.
A lot of people have said it's been staged
Yeah.
in the way he hits him and all that sort of stuff. But when he sat down and the verbals he gave him in front of everybody like that, then you got a question: was it actually staged?
Yeah, it didn't look staged after the
it's
initial
a joke,
bit.
but it kind of was an offensive joke. But nobody should, suffer physical violence, especially with the eyes of the world in watching. But it's probably in the Oscars a world of good because everybody's talking. We're even talking on a football show here. So
yeah,
could have done the tricks. You never know. You don't know what goes on behind the scenes, it's.
It is very strict. Del Boy, thank you very much. Yes, I was at a wedding and got ridiculously. I drank way too much. Let's put it that way. I went to work hungover the next day. Not a good idea. Not a good idea. Let me just put that. What's the cry of everyone in the chat? Don't get me started on that Will Smith nonsense. Do you think Arsenal can win the Premier League title? Well, definitely not this season. But if they keep playing out the way they have, I think they're still 2 or 3 seasons away from an actual title challenge, in my honest opinion. But it'll be very interesting anyway. Forgot the Oscars was even on. Is that relevant? Yeah. Absolutely. Chris Rock was horrible because Will Smith's wife. I did see that. I did see that she does have that illness. Anyway, there is one more game, and it is another away game for Everton. So I'm going to straight off in the bat here. Burnley need wins. Everton need wins. This is a massive, massive 6-pointer. I'm giving the win to Burnley, and I'm giving them a Burnley scoreline 1-0. Not going to be a classic. Not going to be a classic. Burnley win it by 1-0. I'm even going to say Michael Keane own goal in this game. So we'll see.
Me.
Nathan, how do you see the last game of Matchweek 31 going?
Yeah, this is going to be a standard Sean Dyche win for me, this one. And if I'm honest, whoever wins this, I think, is staying up. And whoever loses is going to get relegated. And I think that about Everton when they end up losing this game. Burnley, Wout Weghorst is going to get a goal in this one, guaranteed. I'm going to go a standard 2-0 Burnley victory, a clean sheet, grinding out a result at Turf Moor. Yeah, Everton are going to be in dire trouble.
Paul?
Yeah, this is the game. They've got 2 matches, both of these teams this week. Burnley, Man City. Okay, they're going to do the best in that one, but you could say you could write that one off. This is the one that Sean Dyche is really going to be concentrating on. Everton are not going to want to lose this one. If they can get a draw in this one, then that's going to be a positive in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah.
But they are playing a team just below them, so they'll want the 3 points. It's kind of it is pretty much a 6 pointer this one. But Sean Dyche, this is what he's all about, grinding out results, as Nathan said, and I'm going to go for a 1-0 victory as well to Burnley. And if I was in the Burnley marketing department and Sean Dyche, this would be on the front pages of all the local newspapers, on the radios for the fans to get down to this match, because they need the points, and they really need to get behind Burnley for this one to bring them on to victory. So yeah,
I'd have to agree. Yeah, I'd absolutely have to agree. Actually, Burnley have got the least amount of wins this season with 3. So if they win this game, it moves them up to 24 points, and it gets them even closer to Everton, and it moves Watford down into 19th as well. And then you'd probably be saying at that point, it's definitely between Watford and massive game. Massive game. This is on Wednesday, I think, if I seem to remember. So yeah, definitely. I don't watch the Oscars, don't care about it. But when 442's uploaded that video of Will Smith, I was shocked. Yeah, I was as well. Burnley 2, Everton 1. Burnley 1, Everton 1. Interesting. Burnley 1, Everton 2, and another Burnley 2-1 loss I predicted this season. Interesting. Burnley 1, Everton 2, the relegation decider. I still think Everton will stay up for me. 1-0 or 2-0 Burnley. Whoops, daisy. Everton have to play Watford as well, who I think Everton will beat as well. Depends where that game is. I believe that game's at Vicarage Road. And Watford did go to Everton early in the season and spanked them 5-2. So who knows? Burnley 1-0. Yeah, it's a Burnley result. It is a Burnley result. So, guys, that takes care of Matchweek 31. 11 games to predict. Leave your predictions in the comment section down below as well. I just want to say a massive thank you to Nathan and Paul for coming on this evening. And I know that there's a massive game on Saturday. So, Nathan, I can imagine there'll be a vlog coming out maybe Saturday evening, Sunday.
Yeah, Saturday evening, Sunday, depending on the result, I think, and the outcome of it. Who knows if it's going up, if it goes a certain way. Actually, in fact, comments will be off on that one if it does go a certain way, especially after the reverse fixture. So to my channel, link in description below. Come on, City, let's make South Wales blue again. Let's get up to 48 wins.
Well, I wish you the best of luck, Paul. Thank you very much for coming on as well. You've been a busy man, haven't you? Obviously, World Cup playoff predictions, Championship predictions, AFCON predictions, Premier League predictions as well.
Yeah, I've been playing around with shorts. You may or may not. I've also got a TikTok channel now as well, Doug and everybody. So just search for Bluebird Legend. What I tend to have on there is clips really from matches. I put up one of was it Zorba Thomas for Wales?
Thomas, yeah.
He was doing
yeah.
He was doing some around the worlds prior to the Wales-Austria match on last week. So I've got a little bit of a clip of him doing some around the worlds there if anyone wants to check that out. But Champions League coming up as well. So I'll probably just do a couple of short videos on the Champions League because we've kind of neglected that this season, unfortunately. But plenty over on the Bluebird Legend channel. Looking forward. Well, actually, I'm not looking forward to the game on Saturday. I take a 0-0 now, even against Swansea.
Yeah,
because we don't want that double to happen. And I know a lot of Swansea fans as well. So I work down in Swansea quite a bit. So. Maybe if Cardiff lose on the weekend, I'll do my best to keep away from there for a few.
Yeah, weeks. I think you'd probably be able to go into hiding if I'm being honest. But yeah, it's going to be a fascinating game. Yeah, it's strange it's not on TV, which is very very strange. Anyway, hoping Leicester win against United. Big Basil has come in the chat. Thank you very much for tuning in. Burnley no Everton 0. Watford will stay up instead. I think Watford would beat Everton. I think so as well. for, and great show, guys. So yeah, guys, obviously if you have missed this, Jesus, can't get my words out. If you have missed this show, then obviously leave a comment, and I'm pretty sure myself, Nathan, or Paul will be able to get back to you as well. Go and check out Nathan's channel, because there will be a matchday vlog coming out of that one. Yeah, that will be a very interesting game for sure. Go check out Paul for more prediction shows as well. I believe that the Premier League prediction shows just uploaded now, so go on over and check that out as well. And obviously, I will be sharing that at the end of this video as well.
Also,
but
Greg, can I interrupt as well? I noticed Shane O'Donnell is in the chat as well. Shane's at the top of the predictions league for the championship. Championship predictions went out last night. So, Doug, I think you're in third place. You're closing in on me. I've had a bit of a nightmare last few weeks in the championship prediction. So hopefully I'll get back on track with these 20 matches that are taking place over the next week or so. Yeah, absolutely. And coming up tomorrow, I will have a live stream with the Bundesliga predictions. I need to get back on that. I actually missed a week for some strange reason. And then Friday is the big one, the World Cup group stage draw. 4:25, I'm going to go live at. We'll have a discussion about all the teams that have gone through. We'll obviously have a wee discussion about the what are they calling it? Placeholder between Wales, Scotland, and Ukraine. So we'll obviously check that out as well. But until then, enjoy the football this weekend, and we shall see you very, very soon. Take care. Bye bye for now.